The other day I was going in the night just to buy some bread for myself, and my wife wanted to do a little bit of shopping for tomorrow. So we went in the night at around, I think, 9:05 or something. And I stay on the island of Samui. So, and we have Tesco, Mini C. These are like these 7-Eleven stores where you get groceries. So we drove, as usual. We drove through the inner roads of the forest that we stay. Very quiet. Nobody was there. We just kept driving, and finally I reached the main road. Once I reached the main road, I was pretty surprised to see that at 9 o'clock, which is not late night, at 9 o'clock, there was nobody on the road. All the businesses had shut down, and the roads were just practically empty. Now, there are people who say, yes, this is the low season, there is nobody there. When it's a peak season, it climbs up. Low season is generally 3 to 4 months, okay, of the year. So 3 to 4 months is a low season. Let's say 3 months is low season, 3 months is high season, and 3 months is normal. Okay. So that's what people generally say. That's what I've heard from years. However, I've noticed a few disturbing trends in the economy, a few disturbing trends. And lately it has been the Brexit, which is a bloody joke. You get this bunch of clowns who sit in the House of Commons. And I like this guy. I don't know what's his name. I can't get his name right now. He says, order, order. He keeps shouting, order. The only reason I watch the House of Commons is just to listen to this guy shout, like he's shouting at little children, order, 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 order. He goes in creative ways, and for a guy like me who's not into British politics, I find it very entertaining. I wish they had the same in every country. It'd be really entertaining and comedic. So sometimes I actually have dinner and I watch that. I know, sad life. So, and then you get these politicians who go back and forth on the same fucking issue. It's like the same fucking issue since the past, I think, 1 year. We'll have the Brexit. No, you'll not have the Brexit. We'll have the Brexit. We'll not have the Brexit. They keep going on and on and on. It's like, make a fucking decision, man. Okay. So Brexit is one circus, and that has impacted a lot of people. Okay. The economy is down. China and US have this trade war going on. Donald Trump has made a complete, he has shaken up the whole world. You might hate him, you might like him, but he has truly impacted the whole world. There is no more unity in the Middle East, the power block that it once was. You have Dubai against UAE against Qatar, which was never there. You have Saudi in the mix, fighting against Iran, which was never there. You know, it's like the worst opposition in this world is two religions, is the same religion having two different theories. That's the worst enmity you can have. Okay. Now you have Syria versus Turkey. So Dubai versus Qatar, Saudi versus Iran, and you have Syria versus Turkey, which has never happened in the history of the world. Okay. Then on top of that, you have US versus China, and you have now Russia getting together with the powers against US. Russia is playing the Cold War tactic of making sure that they dump the dollar and go for gold. Petrol prices are crashing. Venezuela wants its pound of flesh from US. Argentina is in a mess. Bolivia is another country. I mean, across the globe, you have so many challenges and problems. And in India, you have a Trump-like brand, Modi, who is controlling the media, who is ruling with an iron fist. And just like Donald Trump, you'll either hate him or love him, nothing in between. Now Modi claims that India is doing exceptionally well. At least the Hindus, most of the Hindus are saying that. The other minorities are saying, no, it's a mess. Kashmir is a massive issue. Then you have Pakistan, which is completely in the brink of disaster. and Imran Khan trying to save the country with his charisma and leadership. So overall, the whole country, the whole economy is a mess. However, the one thing that I have noticed, is the Thai baht is gaining strength, which has never happened before. Okay, at least in the last 5 years, it has never gotten so strong. I never saw Thai baht become so strong. 3 years ago, I'm just giving you 3 years. Forget 10 years, forget 20 years. 3 years ago, I never saw so many cars on the roads of Samui. Okay, Samui is an island, which is supposed to be like a paradise island, where people drive. Either they go walking, or they go on a cycle, or they go on a scooter. Now, all of a sudden, the banks have become so generous in lending out money. The Thai baht has become so strong that people, let's say, for example, they had a property or they had a land, and the land, I'm giving an example, was worth 100,000. Okay, whatever currency was 100,000. Now, because of the popularity and the Thai baht becoming strong and the anticipated demand, not the actual demand, what was 100,000 became like 1 million, so 10 times more. So the people who were villagers, who had the land, who had the property, who were living a simple life, they realized, I can make 10 times more the amount and get the money immediately. I might as well sell it off. So overnight they became millionaires. So they sold it off. It was not due to some skill. It was not due to some talent or service. It was, the land is 10 times more valuable, sell it off. And they became millionaires overnight. And when you have so much money, you don't know what to do. I know so many people who are my friends, Thai friends. They have gone to holidays to Japan. They have gone to holidays to Switzerland and Sweden. And they never did this before. But now all of a sudden they're going. It's not that there are no rich people in Thailand. There are plenty of rich people. But I spoke to these people, business owners. They were actually making these expensive trips. I know of a Thai family that stays in a small room, a very small room. That's all they can afford. However, they still have a Toyota, I think it's a 4-wheel drive. I was like, huh? How in the world can you afford this? And they said, I got a bank loan. I took 2-3 loans. I was like, okay. And I asked them, have you planned for how you're going to service? Oh, don't worry, we'll take care of everything. Okay. So now if you travel in Samui, there is bumper to bumper traffic. Now if you travel in Samui, there is no breathing space. Okay. That is during the peak hours. And if you Google search, you would know that Thailand has some of the world's most dangerous roads. Just Google search on YouTube, driving accidents in Thailand, you'll get to see what I mean. If you have an accident in Thailand, you can be rest assured you're dead. Okay, you would see kids driving, you'd see people without helmets, you'll see people not respecting lanes, you'll see even trucks driving the speed of, I don't know, a racing car, and it's crazy. Okay, so people all of a sudden became very rich. They're spending shitloads of money. Okay, the next thing which I started to notice is, because the Thai baht became so strong, initially it was, let's say, 1 UK pound. I'm just giving you a rounded figure. Just don't crucify me for it. A British pound was, let's say, you'd get 90 baht. This is 20-30 years ago. You'd get 90. 1 British pound would get you 90 baht or 92 baht. Later on, it became 1 British pound would give you 68 baht. Today, it seems 1 British pound would give you, I don't know, 39 baht, something in that range. Not too sure. Maybe it's 48 or something. But you see the difference between 92. Just think, rough figure. Before you're getting 100 baht for $1. Now, later on, you got 50 baht for $1. And now you're getting 25. So it cuts down your purchasing power. So before, you could afford to have a big house, spend money, eat out every day, drink every day, sleep around every day, have different partners because you have tons of money. In your country, back home in the West, you're living hand to mouth, you need to pay taxes, and it's expensive. There, the beer is maybe $10. Here, it's $1. So you can have 10 beers. So you're a big rich guy here. You can tip like a king. That's why you get so many sweepers, cleaners. I'm not trying to put anyone down. You have so many sweepers, cleaners, plumbers, guys who work in trash can companies come down here. They become kings. It's not to say that only poor people come here. There are some, the majority. Okay, the rich ones, well, obviously they would stay in posh places. So, and so now you have a cash crunch. You're not able to spend like before, and that does affect people. Now, the Thai government has suddenly decided to change and attract Indians and Chinese. Now, I'm an Indian passport holder, and I can tell you this without a doubt. Indians, my countrymen, I never stayed in India, I stayed in Dubai. I don't know much about Indian culture, but I know about Indian habits. An Indian doesn't come to spend. An Indian, if he comes, he'll come with his wife, his children, his family, his mother, his father, his relatives, his cousin. He'll come with a massive big group, and they don't come for sex, or they don't come to blow money. Yes, there are some who really blow, but I can tell you this: Indians are very, very particular about every dime that they spend. You'll always get an Indian who'll ask you, "What's the last price? How much discount?" He will bargain with you, even if you give him for $1 something that is worth $5. Even if you ask him $1, he'll still bargain with you for that. And the Chinese also, well, they're not going to spend. They don't come here to spend on lavish stuff. You'd see them eating in 7-Eleven. You'd see them eating small store. Most of our Indians, they would rather buy a beer from a 7-Eleven, drink it at home, and go to the bar or pub drunk. Or they'll buy one Pepsi and they'll all share, And I'm not trying to insult Indians. I'm telling you facts. Yes, there are some really rich, filthy Indians. There are. Don't get me wrong. I know personally some of them who literally spend money like water. I know of a guy who actually spent, this is not even an exaggeration. He actually spent 100,000 going to a bar, just buying drinks for girls he wanted to impress. So there are people like that also. But let's not make a population of 1 billion, this the 1%, let's not make it the majority. So the point I'm trying to say here is the dynamics have changed globally, okay? And with all this that is disturbing, the part that I cannot seem to fathom or understand, forget the expatriates coming here and starting a business, another pub, another bar, another... I find it so funny. They open an English-themed bar or English breakfast in Samui, in a country like Thailand. It's like, what are you thinking? Like, people come to Thailand to have British food or American cuisine? Or yes, there are Americans who would like to have, because maybe they're tired of eating Thai food every time, but that's once a while. Most of the people who are staying here, locals, the expat local community, would like to live like a family. Be very wise about how they spend. The part that really disturbs me is, before, on the island of Samui, 20 years ago, there was only maybe one 7-Eleven or maybe one Family Mart, just roughly giving you, an idea. Today there are 200. And it seems now they're planning to double this to 400. And in my area where I stay, just my area, 1 kilometer, I've seen a mini C, I've seen a Family Mart, I've seen a 7-Eleven, 3 in 1 kilometer radius. I'm not going beyond that. So when you have these 7-Elevens and Family Marts double, you'll have the local business community, they will shut down. You'll have local businesses get affected. And It's more beneficial for the government to have 7-Elevens because they pay taxes. Local businesses, they don't, many of them, just outside their house, they will sell some fruits, or they will just barbecue some chicken and just sell. So there's no like trade license, registration, insurance and all that. It's just a family thing. They'll just sell. So 200 more, they're going to double the number of family marts. They're going to double the number of 7-Elevens. On top of that, you have also people increasing their prices because there is this great assumption that expatriates are really rich, especially Western expats. Oh, they are loaded. They have money that they can just throw. Yes, it was once upon a time. It was 20, 30 years ago when the sailors or the retirees had $1,000 and it was like, I don't know, $1 was 60 baht, but today it's half, and it's even falling because the Thai is becoming stronger. The value is going down of foreign currency. So it's not that they're rich anymore. They were rich. They're not rich anymore. And then rents have doubled. I mean, places which were charging, let's say 1,000, let's say 200 baht a night, went to 500 baht a night, went to 1,000. There's so many places in Pattaya which seems are empty. The roads are empty. And it's not the question of just the low season. People are very conscious of how they spend money. And given today's internet age, social media age, you'll Google search and you'll find out where can I get the best deals in town? Where can I get the best bang for my buck? Okay, if I go to Thailand, okay, this is a budget, maybe $1,000. Okay, maybe I can go to Vietnam or Cambodia and spend $300 for the same. So people evaluate, and then when you have Facebook groups where people tell you the real story, oh, Thailand is expensive. There are many people who gripe and complain about this. It really impacts. It does impact. Now, I'm not saying everything is bad in Thailand. If everything was bad, I wouldn't stay in Thailand. But, I'm just showing you the video. The streets are totally bloody empty. How can a business survive for 4 months without any business? I mean, do you make so much money during the peak season? So much money. You're minting money for 4 months that you don't need to work for the rest of the year? I mean, are you such a profitable business? I doubt it works like that. And then you have the challenge of retaining Thai staff, which is not easy because Thai people, they don't want to work in one place for very long, which is totally their call. They keep changing, so you have to retrain a new staff, which is another cost by itself. I don't know what is happening, but it's not smart. It's not healthy. And the main reason I'm sharing this with you is when rich people, so rich, are not able to look at the ground reality. You have construction after construction after construction, so many houses being constructed, and they're just empty. And this plan that they made was not now. They made it like a year in advance or 2 years in advance. And now they've built the property and it's going to remain empty. You're having like 200 more 7-Elevens or family marts. This is not just, the plan was not made now. The plan was made a year in advance. So after you build all this, you spend the money, you've locked in the cash. Now the next step is you need to get back the money. So if you're not making any money and you just spend and all your cash is locked, eventually it's going to impact you. And you don't have to look very further. You don't have to look very far. Look at the banks, look at the companies, the giants that are closing down one by one, from Walmart to JCPenney to General Electric, Chevrolet, Ford. Look at all the giants, all these companies that were once, they just never stopped. It's not just greed. It's not just, it's this overconfidence that we are going to keep achieving success. We have this amazing vision. We have this amazing talent. We have this amazing ability to make profits because we made it in the past. And then they go on this confirmation bias of not stopping. This happens with everybody. They just think bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. They don't realize maybe I've been lucky, maybe it was just my time, but now that phase is over. So people just don't realize this, and eventually people burn their fingers. So the part I look at it now is it's moving into very dangerous territory for businesses. It's going to be more like the crash that happened in the US. Banks have lent out money. People have borrowed it for things that they do not need. They've started spending money like crazy. Plenty of houses which are empty. Too many shops. Too many new upcoming offices. They've literally destroyed the forest. I mean, you can see the forest. Which is like so beautiful. This was what made Samui so beautiful. Now it's just littered with buildings and empty shops and construction and people and garbage, and it's just like plastic is everywhere. You can literally see as I walk, you can see there's plastic, there's garbage everywhere. There's just plastic of plastic or plastic. I mean, it has destroyed the very essence of what made it so beautiful. So I'm just very worried of the way the economy is going. I'm very worried. And if I could say, if I could give one cautionary note, I would just say, be very careful with spending money. Buy only what is necessary. Only what is necessary. Don't spend unnecessary. Prepare yourself for a rainy day. See, it's talking about garbage, right? See, garbage. I was talking to you about construction. This is another house. Nothing was here. So just be careful. Save your money. Don't be too overconfident. Buy only what is required. Keep the money for a rainy day. And I would just say that prepare yourself for what lies ahead, because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of frauds are going to take place. A lot of scams are going to take place. Lots of people are going to lose their money. And in the end, it's going to be survival of the fittest. So this is my prediction. Let me know your thoughts. Love to hear from you. It's me signing off for now. Take care.